Well, here's the Soarer, and I love her, of course, Stevie. I love her. No one ever does this. If you've never seen the dash, if you move around like this, you'll get an idea of the different depths of the different projections. So you get an idea of the 3D sort of effect. 83,000 Ks. I just put 1,000 on driving it home. I wonder if that's true. Well, it's in beautiful condition, maybe. Maybe it is. It's really... Wow, it's just schmick. And everything works. Everything works. It's beautiful. And it took me... I guess it's taken... You could say it's taken me 10 years to buy this. It's taken me 5. Because every time I saw one without a sunroof, I was too slow. And I've got to have it without the sunroof because I'm a huge beast. And actually I should leave that running. So we can, because I'm going to get the exhaust altered a little bit. Let's have a listen now. Yes, well, that's a standard exhaust with a loose baffle or something that's making it clatter. Yeah, I mean, apparently the Thames is going to blow up and I'm going to lose a power steering pump every 10 minutes and that's going to take out my generator, alternator, and I'm going to need to get shares in a capacitor company to keep the dash and the display working. And but man, I don't care. It's just beautiful. Everything works now. I love it. Got the Soarer badge on the front wrapped about that. Love the Soarer badge. They usually end up with all Lexus. Mine's got an identity crisis. It's one of those ones. Well, you have to have that one because if you take it away, there's no Lexus thing to replace it. Unless you want to do body work. So they... interesting little Lexus wheels. I haven't seen exactly those particular ones. I'm 45. Maybe I don't need, fat, stupid wheels all over it. I certainly hate huge clown shoe wheels with no sidewall. So I won't be doing that. Yeah, I don't know. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's got the identity crisis. It's got the Lexus SC400 on the back. Of course, all of us who know about Soarer, we know the UZZ31 and 32 weren't sold in America as Lexus, so they never wore a Lexus badge. So it's a bit funny to put one on, but I guess that's where the prestige is perceived in Australia, and that's maybe considered in the 90s as more prestigious than a Toyota badge. I guess it is still, but I'd just rather it said Soarer like what it is. But oh, look at this. I haven't seen that before. Maybe just haven't noticed. I love this. It was only just the 90s, and this Soarer layered design is very 80s, I think. Beautiful. It's kind of like what was on the Trans Ams at the time. And I guess if you gave a Trans Am a really healthy diet and sent it to university for 5 years, you'd end up with a Soarer. So yeah, I wish it said Soarer on the back, but I don't know. I'm not going to easily remove these and swap them because I don't want to be spending for bodywork at the moment. It might need repainting if I do that. It's maybe down the track. I've got the Lexus wheels and the Toyota badges. Oh, it's a confused identity. Look at the leather in this thing, man. Oh, it's just... Last 2 times I tried to get one of these things that was in great nick, I was too slow. And this time I swore that I would not let that happen. And so I got this. I charged that at 100 miles an hour. I nearly didn't get it for a couple of reasons. And I've given up the mighty L98 VE Calais for it. But happily, I love the Calais. I'll never say that I don't. The Calais was the most exciting car I ever owned. And the model year 08, it was built October 08, that Calais. It was gorgeous. It was hot. It was a muscle machine, no doubt about it. It was awesome. But yeah, man, it's got to be Soarer for me. It's always got to be. And I finally got my Soarer. It's going into Toyota next week, my local Toyota at Victor Harbour, and they're going to give it a fluid change and a once over. Oh, look at you. There's my beautiful favourite little V8 in the whole world. I love that little thing. If I had a glass of champagne, I'd balance it on top of the intake manifold for you, but I think we all know about that trick, don't we? Only problem first off, front washers aren't working, but it won't take any more fluid, so there's a block in that line somewhere. I can't see it. I'll get Toyota to find it for me. Get the good men and women down at Toyota to have at it. That number plate's going to change. I don't know why it's necessarily bad to show your number plate on YouTube. I don't know why I should be afraid of it, but I'm not. So see, the headlights have only just started to yellow. The high beams are still bright, but the headlights are still really quite bright. I'll probably get those aftermarket $500 ones eventually. Not a high priority. So yeah, there she is. This is what I'm starting with. It's a great starting point. We don't know about the 82,000 Ks, do we? We can't be sure about that, can we? There's a little, it's got imported in the mid to late